evening. While a political storm continues to brew in the state of Rajasthan as usual on 7 at 7, I'd like to begin with the latest numbers. Numbers in terms of numerically where India stands with its fight with COVID-19. And this is what it looks like. 2 days ago, we had breached the 8 lakh mark, and today we are standing at 8,78,254 positive cases, recording 2,374 deaths. The worst affected state continues to be the state of Maharashtra, recording till now 2,54,427 positive cases and 10,289 deaths. Tamil Nadu is second, recording 1,38,470 positive cases with 1,966 deaths. Delhi a close third, recording 1,12,494 positive cases and 3,371 deaths till now. All of tense building up to the day Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot heaved a sigh of relief as it appeared that his government was on safe footing. Congress MLAs who attended the legislature party in Jaipur have now all been shifted to the Fairmont Resort in Jaipur, and the party is attempting to placate disgruntled leader Sachin Pilot, but he, till now, unrelenting.
Smiling faces and victory signs. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, in a dramatic move, allowed the media into his residence, where Congress MLAs came to attend a meeting convened by him. The meeting ended up being a show of strength. More than 100 MLAs took part, even as Deputy Chief Minister Sachin Pilot stayed away.
जब इस तरह की ताकतें सक्रिय हो जाती हैं, जब वैसे नई लोकतंत्र के माध्यम से जब उनको जीत नहीं मिलती है, आईटी, ईडी, सीबीआई, सीआईएसएफ देश के इतिहास में पहली बार हुआ होगा और इतिहास कभी भी माफ नहीं करेगा।
मैंने सचिन पायलट जी हो या कांग्रेस का कोई भी विधायक हो, उन सबसे कहूंगा मौका है, मोदी और अमित शाह के बहकावे में मत आओ। पैसा सब कुछ नहीं है, स्वाभिमान शौर्य और जिस जनता ने वोट दिया वो सब कुछ है।
The MLAs then passed a resolution backing Gehlot's leadership. They were all then packed off in 4 luxury buses to Fairmont Resort, 35 kilometers away from Chief Minister's house, in a bid to avoid any poaching by rivals. The Chief Minister himself accompanied the MLAs on the bus. A truce is being worked out between Gehlot and Pilot. Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi is playing the peacemaker. Sources tell India Today Pilot wants 4 of his MLAs to be made ministers, including the home and finance portfolios.
अगर कोई समस्या है तो श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी जी और राहुल गांधी जी के नेतृत्व में हम उस समस्या का निदान निकाल लेंगे.
Amidst the political crisis in Rajasthan, the Enforcement Directorate raided Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot's son Vaibhav's partner Ratan Kant Sharma. Gehlot's trusted colleagues Dharmendra Rathore and Rajiv Arora faced income tax raids.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के 3 अग्रिम विभाग हैं. एक फ्रंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट, एक है एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट और एक है सीबीआई. जब भी प्रजातंत्र की हत्या मोदी सरकार और भाजपा को करनी होती है तो भाजपा के ये तीनों अग्रिम विभाग सबसे पहले आगे आकर खड़े हो जाते हैं.
For the time being, Congress may have managed to save its government, but the crisis is far from over. The battle between the old guard and the new guard is bound to explode in days to come. It's up to the Congress High Command to find a solution with the BJP, waiting for the right opportunity to go for the kill. With Sharad Kumar and Ankit Tyagi, Bureau Report, India Today.
I'm going to connect right now to my colleague Dev Ankur Vadhavan, who's joining me from Jaipur. Dev, what's the point of moving these MLAs to a resort? There is nobody who's asking for a floor test. Nobody's challenged the numbers. The Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot very clearly stated that he has 109, so that's more than comfortable. Why the resort politics now?
Well, pretty clearly, despite the show of confidence, despite this, this entire facade of bravado being put up by the Ashok Gehlot camp, the source-based information that has been filtering in is that there have been quite a few jitters within the Gehlot camp, and that is why Gehlot feels that all the MLAs need to be put at this resort on the Delhi-Jaipur highway, about 30 kilometers away from the Chief Minister's residence. What we are also given to understand is that several of the Gehlot loyalists are currently in contact with pilot loyalists, trying to wean them away, bring them back into the the mainstream party fold, so to say, and to ensure that Pilot is projected in a manner who has deviated away from the line of the party, someone who has tried to move away from the cause of the party for his personal ambition. That is the kind of projection that is being done by the party managers or the managers of Ashok Gehlot within the party. Interestingly, at this resort, this 5-star property that MLAs have been put up, this is the same resort where the income tax raids happened earlier in the day. For which Randeep Singh Surjewala went to the extent of mentioning that whenever there is an attack on democracy, these organizations, particularly naming the CBI, the ED and the Income Tax Department, have been working as frontal organizations of the Modi-Shah combined. Preeti?
Well, you're right there, because this is that same hotel in which are stakes of Vaibhav Gehlot, who is the son of Ashok Gehlot, his business partner, and that was what was raided today, the premises of this hotel where these MLAs are lodged. Appreciate you joining us, Dev. We're going to keep coming back to you for more updates. Meanwhile, with the Gehlot government safe, Sachin Pilot now seems to be running out of options because he clearly doesn't seem to have the numbers. Congress says it is reaching out to the disgruntled leader with talks offer. But India Today learns from sources that Pilot has denied being in talks with the Congress High Command. Pilot also learned to have said that he has not put forth any condition or compromise. This after it was reported Sachin Pilot wanted 4 of his MLAs to be made ministers and his retention as Rajasthan Congress chief to end the tussle. About 15 Rajasthan Congress MLAs, reportedly supporters of Pilot, have been lodged in Gurugram's ITC hotel. None of MLAs staying at ITC hotel have left for the Jaipur MLA meeting despite it being compulsory.
श्री सचिन पायलट जी से भी और दूसरे साथियों से भी कांग्रेस आला कमान द्वारा एक बार नहीं, पिछले 72 घंटे में 48 से 72 घंटे में अनेकों बार बात की गई है। 48 से 72 घंटे में अनेकों बार सचिन पायलट जी से भी दूसरे साथियों से भी बात हुई। उस बात का क्या क्या मजमून है वो टेलीविजन पर कहना अनुचित होगा।
Well, what seems is that Pilot's rebellion and his possible declaration of Dil Mange More has been a long in the coming, and the Congress has had a long list of similar rebellions in the recent past. Why exactly did so many leaders choose to dump the party, and what do they of them have in common? We answer all the questions for you.
A young, dynamic leader openly rebelling against the Congress and demanding his slice of the power pie. It's a script that's played out again and again and again in the Grand Old Party. And Sachin Pilot's rebellion is the latest in a long list of leaders once loyal to Rahul Gandhi, forced to dump Congress. The most recent example is Jyotiraditya Scindia. He was the chairman of the MP Congress Campaign Committee, was reportedly sidelined time and again by then Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Kamal Nath, and repeated attempts to get his due in the party were unsuccessful. The BJP swooped in and got Scindia on board, offering him a Rajya Sabha seat and ministerial berths to his loyalists. A man who played a crucial role in the Congress's Gujarat campaign, Alpesh Thakur from the influential Thakur community, was Rahul's personal pick and was the face of a young, energetic Congress in Gujarat. The OBC leader quit his post as convener of the Gujarat campaign committee, saying that he was ignored and sidelined repeatedly by the High Command. Zero intervention by the central leadership meant that they lost another young leader with a lot of potential in a crucial state. From heading the Mumbai Congress wing, to now openly criticizing the Gandhis at every given opportunity, Sanjay Nirupam's rise and fall in the party has been spectacular. The result of infighting was that Nirupam was ousted from his post ahead of the Maharashtra elections, and that left the Congress leader fuming. He now is still a part of the Congress, but that hasn't stopped him from speaking out repeatedly against the party. Navjot Singh Sidhu, the cricketer turned politician, chose Congress over saffron and has been completely sidelined in the grand old party. After a slew of controversies and repeatedly criticizing Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh, Sidhu's political innings has come to a grinding halt in the Congress, cut to size by none other than Chief Minister Amrinder himself. Each of these leaders have one thing in common. They were handpicked by Rahul Gandhi. Once blue-eyed boys have all been shunned either by the party's style of functioning or the lack of opportunities. Bureau Report, India Today.
Meanwhile, Sachin Pilot, one of the most high-profile Congress leaders, has declared an open rebellion against Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, also sending jitters at 10 Janpath in New Delhi. Pilot was only 26 when he became India's youngest MP after winning Dausa seat in 2004. Here is a look at Sachin's personal as well as political profile.
The latest and the most prominent rebel in the Congress party. Sachin Pilot is very much today's angry young man, currently waging a war against his boss in Rajasthan, as well as his super boss at 10 Janpath. It's a good time to look back at the young Neta's journey thus far and just why he's so angry. Born Sachin Bidhuri, he is the son of late Congress leader Rajesh Bidhuri, who changed his name to Rajesh Pilot when Sachin was 3 years old, reflecting his service with the Indian Air Force. 2004 would be a momentous year for young Sachin. In January, he would marry Sara Abdullah, daughter of Farooq Abdullah, and that same year, just 26-year-old, Sachin would become India's youngest Lok Sabha MP, elected from Rajasthan's Dausa constituency. 5 years later, he would win from Ajmer, establishing himself as a serious young politician from the state. In 2012, he would become a junior minister in UPA 2. In 2014, Sachin would be vanquished by the Modi wave, losing the Ajmer seat by an enormous margin. The same year, instead of receding to a life of comfort in Delhi, he would famously choose to remain in Rajasthan, asking the Congress leadership for power to strengthen the party. Rahul Gandhi would go on to appoint him president of Rajasthan Congress. His work on the ground would bear the Congress fruit in the 2018 election victory, with Sachin openly expecting to be made the new young chief minister. But it was not to be, and the man he had jostled with for years would be installed once again. Settling for the role of deputy chief minister, Sachin's frustration and impatience has become more manifest by the day, with the events of the last 48 hours providing a climax to the young Neta's anger. It's only when the dust settles that Sachin Pilot's path ahead will be known. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, the crisis still continues. Meanwhile, I just want to shift focus to the other developments that we are tracking in a significant move. In the midst of a pandemic, Google has announced an investment of $10 billion in India. The announcement comes during Google and Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai's address at the 6th annual edition of Google for India virtual event. According to Google, the investment will help realize Prime Minister's vision of a digital India. Earlier today, Prime Minister Modi and Sundar Pichai had a video conference where they discussed a wide range of subjects, including challenges brought on by the pandemic.
Today, I'm excited to announce the Google for India Digitization Fund. Through this effort, we will invest 75,000 crore rupees, or approximately $10 billion, into India over the next 5 to 7 years. We will do this through a mix of equity investments, partnerships, and operational infrastructure and ecosystem investments. This is a reflection of our confidence in the future of India and its digital economy. Investments will focus on 4 areas important to India's digitization. First, enabling affordable access and information to every Indian in their own language, whether it's Hindi, Tamil, Punjabi, or any other. Second, building new products and services that are deeply relevant to India's unique needs. Third, empowering businesses as they continue or embark on their digital transformation. Fourth, leveraging technology and AI for social good in areas like health, education, and agriculture. As we make these investments, we look forward to working alongside Prime Minister Modi and the Indian government, as well as Indian businesses of all sizes, to realize a shared vision for a digital India.
I'm very happy to learn that Google is making a huge investment in the Google India Digitization Fund. Google today is a global brand. Not only a brand simpliciter, but a defining platform of change, of empowerment. And I'm very happy that Google is recognizing the great power of India's digital empowerment, India's digital innovation, and the need to create further opportunity.
Meanwhile, Amitabh Bachchan and Abhishek Bachchan, who were diagnosed with COVID-19 on Saturday, are said to be responding well to treatment. In some more relief, staff members of the Bachchan household have tested negative, but are being kept in a 14-day quarantine.
Well, we are here at Jalsa, that is the Bachchan's residence in Mumbai, Juhu, and as you can see, it has been termed as a containment zone by the municipal corporation or the BMC. In fact, even the Mumbai police came in yesterday and barricaded the entire place.
Amitabh Bachchan and Abhishek Bachchan are stable with no further symptoms. As per sources at Mumbai's Nanavati Hospital, the father and son are responding well to the treatment. Meanwhile, staff at Bachchan's residence tested negative for COVID-19. A total of 54 people were identified who were in close proximity to the family. While 28 staff members were in home quarantine, the other 26 were high-risk contact who tested negative for COVID-19. However, as per protocol, all the staff are in quarantine for the next 14 days. Abhishek Bachchan's co-star from his digital debut Breathe Into the Shadows, Amit Saad, has also tested negative for coronavirus. Amit took to social media to share the news. He wrote, and I quote, "Thank you for your prayers and concerns. This is the only time I say happily I am negative. To all people battling this, my prayers and thoughts continue. Love you. Togetherness is the only strength." Saad was advised to take the swab test since Abhishek and him used the same dubbing studio Sound and Vision in Mumbai's Andheri suburb to record portions of their web show. In Mumbai, Pia Hingorani for India Today.
Now, as usual, every day on 7 at 7, we bust some fake news that are doing the rounds of social media or even WhatsApp. There was a claim that is floating about pretending to be a fact, which seems to suggest images of Sambit Patra dancing with Don Vikas Dubey. This image, which apparently went viral, well, this is false. This image is a morphed image. It's not actual Sambit Patra dancing with Vikas Dubey. His face has been superimposed on somebody else. So this claim is false. Let's take you to the other claim, which is right now on social media. Bipin Rawat seeks army chief's dismissal over Ladakh crisis. Well, the fact check on that, the Defence Ministry has called the viral letter fake, and this is false. All right, so with that, it's a wrap on To The Point. We'll of course see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.